Okay, good morning, all of you. So, can anyone please confirm I am audible from online team? So, let me change chart everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So, Maven. Okay, guys. So, first of all, what is Maven? Hmm? Hmm. So, Maven is a build automation tool. Maven is a build automation tool, especially for Java applications. Developed by Apache. It's a open source. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. So, guys, we are going to understand what is Maven and all. But our scope of Maven is to run a goals, as I said yesterday, right? But try to understand how Maven will work, what are the dependencies, why Maven is more popular for Java applications. So we can discuss one by one. Okay. So the benefits of Maven, see guys, we can use for project management. We can use for project management and the mainly the usage of Maven is we can add dependencies. We can add required dependencies by using Maven and also upgrade the versions easily by using Maven. And Maven will give required libraries for project. So we can easily build the code by passing some goals. Okay. So and we can clean, validate, test, package, install, and deploy. So we can pass the goals like clean, validate, test, package, install, and deploy by using Maven. So these are the goals, guys. For example, you have some source code. If you want to clean, if you want to package it, if you want to test, if you want to validate. So each goal is a specific job the backend it will run. Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, our main focus is to run these goals only. And by using Maven, will get project structure also. So these many advantages are there. So as I discussed, the architecture of the Maven is we have a remote repository, Maven remote organization, and local organizations, and local organization means we need to understand. Okay, both are in same. Local means inside your laptop only local repository will be there. That is the path is what? Very good. .m2. The path is .m2. This is Apache. Hello. Class lo and Malaysia. Okay. So here if you can see apache.org. Her dependency down. What are this? Remote repository. This is local. This is project directory. Okay. So if you download any dependencies, the request first it will verify into your local.m2 any dependencies are there. If it will not there, it will go to remote repository and it will back to remote repository to local again. It will give to your project directory. Next time, if you need same dependencies, no need to go remote repository since it is stored into your local repository .m2. Is this clear? Okay. So in Maven, very important file is pom.xml. As I discussed, the first component of what I'm going to explain in the Maven is pom.xml. The importance of the pom.xml I'm going to explain now so that we can see some practical kind of thing. Pom.xml is nothing but project object model. So entire your project organizer is a pom.xml here. So it is not inside of your source code, it is outside of your directory. You should maintain outside of your directory. Okay. Anyway, what is pom.xml now? Okay, what is pom.xml? So pom.xml will give for your project dependencies. Okay, understand guys, there is a one project, for example, one project. So there is a one project. If there is no Maven, if there is no Maven here, so I need some dependencies for this project. Definitely, if you are write any program, the program should talk to database, should talk to application server, should talk to something, whatever dependencies we require here, what I need to do. So for example, if my laptop requires some dependencies, I need to download from some Google and for example, here, I need a MySQL dependencies. I need a MySQL dependency for this project. I need MySQL dependencies. Same thing, I need other dependencies. For example, test cases. If I want to run this, if I want to run test cases of this project, I need to run some JUnit test cases, JUnit software. I need JUnit test cases software. For that, I need to download from the JUnit. Same thing, I need other dependencies, jar dependencies, some other dependencies. So these dependencies I need to download from different places. Maybe JUnit will be available in JUnit official website. MySQL will be available MySQL official website. So I need to download from different places, right? So here I need to download my requirement. So here I need to download my all dependencies from different locations. So guys, in this case, if I want to download, for example, 100 dependencies, you need to download at least from 20, 30, 40 places, right? You need to download from MySQL official, you can go MySQL official website, download MySQL, and JUnit, you can go for JUnit official website, and the required jars, you can go for the required, whatever the required official websites. So this is very difficult job every time to download. For example, guys, let's assume you have installed MySQL dependencies. For example, MySQL plugin or var some jar something. That version is 1. Now later the version is updated to 1.2 or 1.3. Again, you can go and download from the same place, right? If the project is running, so if you want to download again, you can go and download manually and update those dependencies into your project. Is this clear? But the pom.xml is saying whatever dependencies required, all dependencies available in my Maven remote repository. You can download from there. How to download? You no need to download manually. You just update into my pom.xml. It will pull all the dependencies from the remote repository. Is this clear? So here pom.xml, pom.xml will give all required dependencies and libraries from Maven remote repository. No need to download by manually. Is this clear? So also we can easily upgrade their versions, upgrade the versions by adding into, by changing into pom.xml. Okay. Has the Docker image concept came from Maven? No, no, no. That is different. I mean, we can create image from the Maven output. If you run some goal, okay, in the Maven, the goal will create a war file or jar file. You can take the jar file and generate image from the jar file. That image, Docker image, you can run a container, you can host into the microservices approach. It will take some time to understand very clear, okay? It will take at least 1 week time to understand in detail how the application we are going to deploy and all. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to show you here, deploy Node.js applications, deploy Python application, deploy Java application to better understanding. So if you go, any market, maybe if you can see Node.js application, may you feel, I don't know Node.js application, so I don't know how to work with DevOps with the Node.js. Small changes only. The entire cycle is same. Entire DevOps cycle is same. The small changes where it will come, I'm going to show you in the coming classes. Okay. So here we can directly deploy Docker image from the source code. Okay, that you can clearly understand in the Docker files concept. Meanwhile, try to focus on this concept manually, how to create goals and all. Okay. So now you tell me, guys, POM.xml contains what? Dependencies. And also POM.xml contains plugins. Plugins to run your goals. Goals means here clean, validate, test, package, install, deploy, and etc. I will discuss in detail what is goals in tomorrow class. Meanwhile, we just focus on POM.xml for today and folder structure. And we can deploy sample application by using something so that we can understand what is Maven and all. Okay. So POM.xml contains dependencies and plugins. Plugins for to run your goals, dependencies to add your source code. Is this clear now? Okay. And also, guys, for example, if developers they're starting their job to run a code, so what they need first, they need some folder structure, right? For example, guys, you are writing a Terraform code. What you need to do, you just create some directory folder, and inside you can create a whatever you are going to create, that specific folder inside main.tf, test.tf, whatever you are going to create. It's a folder structure, right? Same thing in developers also, they also follow some folder structure. So the folder structure would be, the folder structure would be, for example, see guys, if I want to start my source code, it will come main.src. Main.src means main source code. Your main source code would be in the main.src, I mean main src. We have one more src, test src. Test src means to test your code, test cases, what I said yesterday. So main src, you have written some code to test that code for all logics, that you have to mention the test cases code into test src. Understand? So the main src means main source code will be there into the main directory. To test that main code in the different logics, we need to create one more folder structure, that is a test src folder structure. In test src, we have to mention test cases code, and main src code we have to mention into the main code. This two is clear now. And we have a one more important folder is target folder, guys. Target folder. This target folder only if you build your code, the var file is going to store into the target folder. Understand? When I say build means that is comes under your goals. If you build, can you build something? What build I need to do? Clean build. I mean, I need to clean my source code. Not require dependencies, it will be clean. Okay, can you build? Okay, which goal I need to build? Test build. Okay, build, you are asking build for test, right? If I run the goal of test, it is going to test your test cases. Okay, you have written some test cases, right? It will verify and check with your main SRC code. Is there any failures are there? It will give us some result. Okay, 0 failures. Your test case is working fine. Your main source code working fine for all logics. If you run test goal, if something error will come, you just inform to your developer, whatever test cases you have written, some logics are missing here. The logics may be failed. You just implement your code one more time. That is, you need to run some build action. That is a test build action. Comes under goal. Okay, if everything is correct, everything is good. Now you need to generate a final outcome. That is a var file or jar file or year file. You need to run some packaged goal. It will package and give into the some var file and jar file. And you have one more install goal also. Install goal, if you run means it will generate jar file, var file inside directory and parallel into your home repository .m2 also it will be available. So each goal is a different actions. We can discuss in the tomorrow class in detail. So guys, here main advantage is if you can see clean, validate, test, package, install and all, right? If you run package, the Maven by default will run the before all stages. If you run package also, it will start from clean, validate and test and package. If you run install also, it will start from clean, validate, test, package and install. See here goal, no, if you run install means no need to pass by your end, clean, validate, test and package. Maven the default action, it will run the before all actions goals. If you run deploy, if you run install, if you run package, whatever before stages goals, it will run by default and it reach to your goal. Is this clear? That is Maven default action. Understand? Okay. So guys, if you want to write any code, we need a main SRC folder. We need a test cases SRC folder. We need a target folder and to add dependency, some dependency folder. So what Maven is saying, you can take my templates. Some templates already there in my Maven. You can take the templates. No need to create by your end all folders. Take the suitable template and generate a Maven. It will give some folder structure. In that folder structure, copy your code. Is this clear? No need to create any folder structure. So that folder structure, it will give Maven by using archetype. I will tell you. Maven archetype. So Maven archetype is nothing but it will give some templates for our reference. So you can take any reference here. You can take any reference and generate the folder structure. Is this clear, guys? That is Maven archetype. If anyone is asked what is Maven archetype, it is a template to generate some sample folder structures based on your project. No, if you not depends on any Maven archetype, you can generate your source code. You can generate your folder structure manually. So this is pom.xml. This is Maven archetype. This is folder structure. Here, two more things are there. Two more entries are there here. One is for group ID. Group ID. Group ID is nothing but here. If you are generating a project, for example, Apple is given project to you to implement, or some Uber is giving project to you to implement. In that case, group ID, you have to mention your client name. Understand? If you're developing any project, so to generate a project, you need to define some group ID, artifact ID. In the group ID, artifact ID, you have to mention few details. For example, Apple is giving project to you implement. So in the group ID, it will be like com.apple. Understand? Com.apple. And artifact ID is nothing but your project name, your project name. So if you are developing some project, there is some name of the project, right? You can mention in the artifact ID the project name, group ID, who given the project to you, the client name, but it should be com.apple, not apple.com. Client name should become com. Is this clear, everyone? What is group ID? What is artifact ID? What is Maven archetype? What is pom.xml? Clear? Okay. So let's jump to generate some sample project. Yeah, Harshal. So that, yeah. So whenever once you generate a jar war file, right? We need to deploy one server. That server is Tomcat server we are going to deploy. We can deploy JBoss also. No problem. Arctic. Okay, come here. So we have a sample projects templates. Okay, for example, Maven archetype web app. Related web app application sample project we can download. This is archetype means what? Generate some sample template, right? You are generating web app project, sample web app project. If you can give this archetype inside your search. If you want to generate sample Java project, so Maven archetype quick start. Maven archetype quick start. So here what we can understand, we are generating sample projects. We are not developing anything, right? So how the folder structure will be created, how the pom.xml will be created, it contains pom.xml, what and all it is coming from these sample projects. For example, if you want to develop one web application, for web application, you can go on generate a source code and whatever folder structure and all, right? Web application project, if you want to develop, take this archetype directly. It will generate some folder structure immediately. On this folder structure, you can copy paste your code, you can run it, your goals. Here, two things, guys, mainly. First, to develop a code. To develop a code, we need a folder structure. The folder structure will get from the Maven archetype. Archetype is a template to generate a source code folder structure. Your source code is ready. Then you can use this folder structure, copy paste your source code in that. Your source code is ready. You need to add some dependencies. You can add dependencies in the pom.xml. So your code, everything and all ready. Then you can run your test cases. It is working fine. Finally, we need to build and generate some var or jar file. You can run a goals. This is our agenda. That's it only. Understand? Your source code is ready. You need to generate some goals. You can run some goals. The goals may be clean, test, package, and all, right? That goals we can run by using Jenkins pipeline. Is this clear, everyone? So we are not going to develop any source code. Once again, I'm saying this is not your job. Source code already developed by developers. You need to work with that guy, developer guy. What I need to run your goals. Tell me the goals. He will say that goals. You just run the goals by using pipeline. That's it only. Okay, let's go to the sample project. See, guys, you can develop by this Maven and all by using Linux also. For better understanding, first we can do in the Windows. So for that, you can install Eclipse. Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay, Eclipse is the platform for to write a Java programs and all. Oh, you just install Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Let's go to here. Download Eclipse. Okay. You just download this one. Okay. Download. So download 8664 if you are now download it. So it is going to download into your laptop. Just open that Eclipse. That's it only. To run Java projects, we need some IDE. That IDE I'm taking for Eclipse. To run your Terraform, we need some IDE. That is a VS Code. We are running your Terraform scripts in a VS Code. Like that. Yeah, exactly. Okay. If you can see here, my Eclipse is ready now. Once again, I'm closing here. So for that, we need to give some path for your Eclipse. Same like Terraform, you need to give some directory folder structure and all, right? So here I'm going to create some path here to my Eclipse. You can create any folders directory here to store all the things. Maven day one. Okay. I have given Maven day one. Now you can open Eclipse. It will ask the path of the directories and store and something all. So you just give whatever you have created. Maven day one. This directory I have created, right? You just give the path for this. Okay, launch. My Eclipse is ready now. Okay. This is the dashboard for your Eclipse. Okay. So you can generate sample project here or here something else. We have so many options. Hello World application you can generate here. So better you just go with the file and new and generate some sample Maven project. Okay. Okay. Use this default work location. Yes. So here it is asking, see here, guys. What is group ID? Com dot some client. What is artifact ID? Your project name. Okay. See here. I'm going, this is what? Archetype to generate some sample templates. If you can see, these are the list of sample templates. You can use anyone. Okay. So it will take some time to update here artifact logs and all. The whatever in the artifacts. You just wait for 2 minutes, 1 minute. So my end also it's taking some time and after it's updated, right? So now I need to filter archetype. So archetype will give different templates. Spring Boot template, Node.js template, whatever it is. You can take suitable one. Okay, you can take suitable one. For example, my archetype is what? Maven archetype. Okay, and apply filter here for web apps. I'm taking this one, Maven archetype web app. This is version 1.0. This is version 1.4. I'm applying the filter. I need web app project. Understand? For that archetype, I'm saying to archetype, I need web app project. So out of your list of archetypes, you can apply filter and give web apps project. Understand? So I'm taking this one. Okay. You are selecting, okay, your web app project archetype template. Template is final, right? Template is ready now. The template is what? Web app template. For that, you are creating your project by using your web app template. Template is means it will not store any details, just folder structure, empty folder structure only. Now you are saying here group ID. What group ID is required here for your project? So you are going to implement web app project, right? For that web app project, you need some group ID. You need some artifact ID. You can mention those details here. Understand? For example, this project is implementing to Uber. What I need to do? I can give com.uber. If I'm developing from IRCTC, what I can give? com.irctc. Is this clear? Next, artifact ID, project name. So you can give project IRCTC, whatever it is. Version is 0.0.1 snapshot. Just keep as is. This version is okay. It's a development version. See, package automatically it is generated a com.irctc project IRC combination of group ID and artifact ID it is. No need to do anything. Next, click finish. It will take some time to update. Yeah. It's taking much time now. What? You're talking about this one, right? Yeah. Okay, you're talking about this one now. Yeah, correct. So I need to give here yes. Okay, now if you can see here, build success, project IRCD is created. Understand? So what we discuss here, Maven will give sample folder structure. Is this clear or not? So that folder structure is created. The project is IRCD. Just click here. Is this clear? Everything by default action is created. Required system libraries, required Maven dependencies. SRC means what? Source code. Target means once you build your code, the target jar file will create into the target. So now target, nothing is there. Okay. So what is pom.xml here? You can go to pom.xml. See here. We try to understand the pom.xml first. Okay, before jump on to the next topic. So here, the project entry here. This entry will go and talk to your remote Maven repository. Understand? So your remote Maven repository, it has to go maven.apache.org. It will go to your remote repository. Whatever dependencies you are going to add, it will fetch from there. It will go to remote repository. We need to add some entry of remote repository URL and all, right? This is by default, it is updated into that. Understand? Okay. Whenever you create a project on name of group ID, artifact ID, version, package, it will update here. Understand? This is the first entry is coming from your based on your selection to create a project. And here, okay, this is some sample web app, the example.com URL and all. Here, if you can see, this is the properties we can discuss later. Here, the main important things, dependencies. At this time, only JUnit dependencies will come. JUnit means what? To test your test cases, JUnit is required. Okay. Okay. So JUnit is a software to test your test cases. Testing tool, we can use the JUnit, Selenium, Java, Selenium and all, right? So for that, automatically it will create JUnit dependencies to test your source code. Let's go to SRC main web app. If you can go index.jsp. If I open this, there is some hello world only. Just sample code. This is sample code for hello world. If I run this code, hello world will print. So for this, my SRC code is generated, but there is no test cases. Nothing is there to test for hello world. That's the reason there is no test cases in this folder structure. Okay. If I take one more folder, if I take one more archetype, in that maybe test cases folder will be there. Understand what I'm trying to say here? So now if you can see my pom.xml, it will add the dependencies of JUnit by default to test any project JUnit is required. So for example now, okay, before going to the in depth on the dependencies, just observe here build goals. These goals will run your compiler, install, deploy. So to deploy your project, to build your project, we need to pass some goals, right? I mean, once the development got completed, you need to generate the final outcome. From the adding dependencies libraries, you need to generate some war file. To compile the code, to clean the code, to generate a war file, you need to run some goals, right? To run some goals, we need some dependencies for the goals. That goals also will give you by pom.xml. If you can see here, compiler plugin, install plugin, deploy plugin. So these plugins will come. That's what we are able to run the goals. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. For example, yeah, what happened? Okay. For example, now see here, I want to add some MySQL dependencies or whatever, any dependencies you can add. Okay, if you want to add MySQL dependency for the source code, what is the process? If there is no Maven, you need to download, go to MySQL web page or Google, download MySQL plugins and add it into your path, right? Copy paste into your path. Once you download it means it will download into downloads, take the path from there and just move it into your project folder structure. That is a process, right? If there is no Maven. But Maven is saying you can add the dependencies into my pom.xml. I will give into your source code. Understand? Okay, let's, for example, this is the dependencies block. If you can see, I have only one dependencies, that is JUnit dependencies. What developers is going to do here, if they want to add any dependencies, they will go to Maven repository, take the dependencies from there and add it into here. Understand? Okay, for example, developers required for MySQL plugin or whatever, any S3 bucket plugin, EC2 plugin. Simply Maven is saying whatever plugin you are required, I will be maintaining to my Maven repository. You can take from there. To take from there, there is this URL here. Your pom.xml, go and take if required. So for example, now I wanted MySQL dependencies for that, right? Simply you can go to Google, Maven MySQL dependency. If you click, it is going to the Maven repository. This is the Maven repository official website to maintain all dependencies by Maven. If you can click here, so here, this is the MySQL dependencies. You can give any dependencies, S3 bucket dependencies also will come maybe. See AWS Java SDK for S3 bucket, S3 dependencies. Everything is there here. All dependencies for your projects, Python projects, sorry, Java projects, everything related information is there in the Maven remote repository. For example, MySQL. MySQL connector is there, right? See here, if you can see different versions are there. Different versions are there. If you click on this version 8.3.0, if you can see, there is a dependency block for MySQL. Understand? For example, if I go, if you can go for any PostgreSQL, PostgreSQL JDBC driver is available. So go to, these are the versions, go to any versions. This is the PostgreSQL dependency. Like that, we'll get all dependencies. Whatever required dependencies you can add into your pom.xml, it will download, it will download from the remote repository and give it into your project structure. Is this clear now? For example, if I copy this PostgreSQL, copy, and where should I add this one? See, depend under pom.xml, under dependencies, already one dependency is there, right? You are going to add one more dependency. Understand? Yeah. So you have added some dependencies. If you can go and check here also, it will update everything, whatever you are updating. Now you just control as this file. Now you can see Postgres dependencies added, your source code. Now just go and add some other dependencies. MySQL dependencies, for example. Search MySQL dependencies. click on the MySQL connector. So click on 8 point, whatever version it is, take the dependency of the MySQL, copy and go to your pom.xml. Third dependency, you just add it like this. Okay. Now save this file. MySQL is updated, right? So the required dependencies you just add into the pom.xml. Understand? It will take from the automatically from the remote repository. And for example, guys, you need, see here, if you want to update version, just give a version number. It will take this respective version only, 8.2.0, right? 8.2.0, right? Just Control S. So yeah, it will update 8.2.0. See, the same thing if you want to do manually, how difficult it is. If you want to download 100 plugins, 100 dependencies, you need to go 100 places to download. MySQL plugin, go for MySQL. PostgreSQL, go for PostgreSQL website. S3 SQL, S3 dependency could to go for S3, whatever it is, you have to go for respective sites. Now only your location is only one. Your target is the only one. Your source is also only one. Take that from the target, your dependencies, update into your source code. Once again, I'm saying this is not your job. Just for understanding, I'm explaining here. This is developer's task. They are taking care, not you. See how you can add their dependencies, right? They are writing code. How do you know which dependency is required? Logically, else it is not a correct, right? They are developing a code. They need to add the dependencies, not you. How do you know for their code, their dependencies, which dependency is required? So logically also not correct, right? So don't be panic. It is their job. See, if MySQL connector 8.2 jar is added, means these many libraries is added automatically, the backend. I mean, by using Maven, we can deal multiple plugins dependencies in very easy format, easy manner. Understand the use of pom.xml? Yeah. Just now I have explained, Sharma. This is how you can update their code, right? Just understand here. It's their job. Is this clear? Your job is to run a goal, generate a war file or jar file. You can deploy into your target server. That's it only. They will hand over code to you. As we discuss, your process will start from GitHub, right? Your job will start from GitHub, right? GitHub, which one is GitHub? Source code will be there, right? Who will send the source code? Developers. The source code send means definitely they will send pom.xml and all. If it is a Maven, right or not? They will send entire code. You can take that code, build that code. Build means generate goals. That's it. Understand? Now the source code is ready. Developers are saying that my source code is ready. Now what you need to do? Run a goals to test the test cases, check the quality of the code, generate the var file, package the var, whatever it is. That's you need to take care now. That they will say my code is done. Okay, now you can perform which goal you need to perform. See, final goal you will perform means everything will be done before goals also, right? No need to run clean, validate, and one by one. You can take last most goal. It will run the before all goals. Understand what I'm trying to say now? I will show you here. So my source code is ready. Whatever the source code is very small source code. If required, I will take big one also. I don't have any challenges. But here today, for understand our folder structure, pom.xml dependencies and all, I'm taking maybe small code. If we want to develop means we can develop some code also, no problem in that. So let me take here, but our agenda is to run goals only. So your source code is ready. Your pom.xml is ready. That is done by developers. Now you need to run this project. DevOps team will run this project, not developers team. Run means ready to deploy, right? You need to run and deploy. Your source code is ready. You need to run and deploy. To run, we need to run some goals. So in Maven language, it's a goal. To run a project means it's a goals. Now come here. To run any goals, you should be make sure your pom.xml there in the same directory. So this is Windows, you can easily run. But if you can go for Linux, your pom.xml there in the same directory to run any goals. If pom.xml is not there, you are unable to run the goals. Goals run pom.xml means pom.xml contains the goal dependencies. Is this clear now? If you can see here, the plugins to run a goals, pom.xml is giving. If pom.xml is not there in the path, pom.xml will not run any goals, right? Understand the logic here, right? So if you can see, I'm in project, my pom.xml is outside of the project. Understand here, not inside of the source code. If it is inside of the source code, it will be work for only source code, not for test cases. Understand? Okay. Now try to run some goals here. Okay, try to run some goals here. First, right click on the pom.xml. Here, run as a. Here, see, already some goals is recommended by Maven. If you want to run Maven clean, Maven install, Maven test, Maven verify, go with this. Otherwise, you can click Maven build. You can pass your goal manually. Understand? For example, if I go with Maven clean, it is going to clean the project. See, done. Clean the project. Default clean is done. If I want to run as a goal, understand what I'm trying to say. Maven build means, Maven clean means directly apply for Maven clean goal. These goals will comes from Maven build only. What is your Maven build? You have done now clean build. What is your next Maven build you are going to plan? Maybe package goal like that. So instead of directly choose Maven clean, you can click on the Maven build. You can pass the goal also here, clean goal. Understand? Both are same. If you go with Maven build, you need to define your goal manually. Or readily available some goals, you can run directly Maven clean also. So it is done. Builder success. For example, guys. Okay, I'm going to run. Guys, what is compile? Compile the code means what? Dot class. Why we need to convert? Dot class file. Very good. Byte code. What is byte code? Very good. Computer can understand. See, guys, computer cannot understand your Java language, right? Computer cannot understand your English language, right? It has to convert into mission understandable language, right? Your source code will not understand by your computer or server. We need to convert into server language, byte code language. So zeros or ones, whatever it is. So Java files is convert into dot class files. Dot Java files is nothing but your Java source code, right? Understand what I'm trying to say? Dot Java extension meet, it's a Java source code. Dot py, it's a Python source code. But if you run directly source code into the server cannot understand the Python language. Server cannot understand Java language. Server only knows only language ones and zeros. That is a byte code language, binary form, right? So first we need to convert this code into the understandable language, that is compile process. If you run compile means dot class files will create from the dot Java files. Understand? Dot Java files means your source code. Convert into dot class files means computer understandable source code. Just I'm saying only. Don't be panic. Huh? Once again, I'm saying. See, if I go to my Maven build, I'm going to give compile goal. If you can see here, my compile got success. Okay. No source to compile. There is no any Java code in that, right? It's just a web code. Understand? Anyway, okay, what I can do, I will take sample Java code. Okay, now we can understand, right, what is the cases, pom.xml and target structure and all. We got some idea, right? How to pass the goals and all. Okay, I'll do one thing here. I can create one more goal. If I want to generate var file, see, web application will generate var file. Java application will generate jar file. Understand? Web application will not will not generate jar file. It's a web application code, right? So now I'm going to run the goal of install. See, target folder is created immediately. Insert target folder, var file is created. Understand? It will build and generate final outcome. But you can understand, I ran only install command from the source code, right? But did I run any compile? Now in this goal, no, but it has to run compile also. Why? Final outcome means it has to run by server, right? Definitely it is convert into class files, right? Understand? If it is not run means it will not understand server again. If you generate into the jar file even. Understand? So if you can see here, I ran only install, right? But the before, if you can see, test also done, compile also done. So default compile also done. Default, whatever the before actions, everything is going to take care by your goals. But I haven't run any test cases. I haven't run any compile. But also by default, it is running before goals. Those are install before goals. Those are right. Okay. Is this clear, everyone? Any confusion here? So what you need to do as a DevOps engineer, you need to run a goals only. Okay. Let's suppose now I'm going to create one more project. So go to Maven project. So this time I'm going to give different location. Maven day 2, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to run my Maven project again. You can give same path also. It will generate here only. No problem. Next. So it will take some time to update your artifact. Just wait for some time. See, generated, right? I'm going to generate sample Java application. So Maven update some filter, Maven archetype. Quick start. So Maven archetype quick start template is to sample Java project. If it is a web app means sample web app project. Understand? See how I can verify every time which template is for Java project, which template is for web project. That's what I'm giving the archetype code here. See quick start, I'm taking 1.4 filter version. Next. Here what I need to do? Com dot give any client name. So here I'm giving TSR. Okay, I'm giving here some IPL. No, like your mode is diverted to IPL. And it's Uber. So artifact ID means project name, right? Project Uber. So keep as is and finish it now. It is running, right? Let me close this. Okay. See project Uber. I need to give S here, right? See project Uber is created. Understand? Let me close this. Open project Uber now. So in the project Uber also, if you can understand here, in project Uber, there is a Pom.xml automatically created. Open this Pom.xml. So here, if you can see, same Pom.xml looks like there is a dependencies, there is a plugins to run your goals and all. So main Java, SRC main Java means what? Main source code, right? Let's go inside of your main source code. This is main source code. Hello world, right? If you want to run this source code, you can run directly here also. It will give hello world result. This ID, Java ID, right? It will run. So this is the code for hello world. To test this test cases also, one more folder structure is created. I mean, if you want to create any Java code, this is the best example for your folder structure. Java code means main code is required. To test test cases folder also created. So here you can copy paste your main code directly, and there is a test cases, right? So some test cases also there to, these are the test cases to run your main code. So your test cases code, you can copy paste it here. So no need to create folder structure by your own way. Your main SS is ready. Test SRs is ready. Your pom.xml is ready. In the pom.xml, in your code, required dependencies you can add into pom.xml. Your source code is ready now. Run the code by passing the goals. Is this clear, everyone? Okay, my codes and all ready by developers anyway. Okay, now what I need to do? I need to run goals. If you can see in the target folder structure, nothing is there here. Inside nothing is there, right? So what I'm going to do, if I want to run your goals, click the pom.xml, right click on pom.xml, run as. You can clean the project. Okay. So here, if you can see unnecessary files, if there is any unnecessary files in your target, it is going to delete if you can do the clean project. So now I'm going to run Maven compile is not there here, right? So I'll go with Maven build then. Go here, I'm write a goal. Compile means what? Generated class files. Understandable. Your server understandable language, right? Let's run now. Yeah, if you can see here, compile this is created in where? Maven day 2 project Uber target and classes, right? Like let's try here. This is okay. It is not created. Let's wait. Let's open this directory again. Let's main Java, test Java libraries, Maven. Here it is not created. Okay. So let's go and verify this path. Project Uber, target and classes, right? Let's where it is created. Maven day 2. Let's go to here. Project Uber, target, test classes. See, these are the classes. If you want to see this, computer can only understand this language. Understand? So this language can understand computer. We converted into Java source code into dot class files. This is the class file. It will run into your server. Understand? Anyway, let's come from here. So guys, okay, everything is clear. Now I need to generate a final var file or jar file. This is final jar file, right? Java applications. So we can generate a final jar file. For that, we need to run a test or package. Test or package. Two options we have, two goals. If you run test means, sorry, if you run install means The all packages, the before clean, compile, test, everything will be done and generate one war file or jar file. If you go with install. Okay, let me go with install option. If you can see target, nothing is there, right? It will create one jar file after that. Maven install directly you can give, or go with Maven build and just type Maven install also. Otherwise, you can just go with, okay, here what I need to give. See, compile also done, cleaning also done, test cases also done. Generated one jar file. See here, two things we need to understand here. Your jar file is downloaded where? See, go with this. So it has to generate jar file here also. Let me. Maybe it will take some time. It will also see it's showing right. Building jar already updated Maven day 2 project Uber. This is the project Uber under target project Uber 0.0.1 snapshot.jar. It has to update into your target folder. Parallelly, it has to update the same jar file this location also. .m2 also. Understand the difference? Where should I find this .m2? .m2 means what? Local repository, right? So it has to maintain your jar file local repository also. So this is the path. If I can go my jar file, I can found, copy it, or just go to C users. So here .m2, right? .m2 will create whenever you generate a project in the Maven. So in the repositories, where it is com and Uber and project Uber. Let's go. Com, Uber, project Uber. So this is the my jar file. Okay. So this is the jar file, executable jar file. Executable jar file means your server can execute this jar file. So this jar contains what? Your source code, test cases, dependencies. Understand? To run your source code, we need some dependencies, right? That depends and everything will go into that jar file. So one file we can host into the server can run this application. Is this clear now? Yeah, I need to refresh. Also, it is not updated. Anyway, it will update. Understand, guys? This is a process what we are going to test now. So in real time, once again, I'm saying we are no need to go with this process. This is taken care by developers. We need to run the goals only. Install goal or package goal. Only two goals. Here we need to understand here. Let me run one more goal here. Install goal, if you run means the jar file will update your current folder and also .m2. If you run only package goal, the jar file will update only in this project structure, not in .m2. Understand? Anyway, tomorrow class dedicated for only goals. Then we can understand very clearly. Let me write. Excuse me. Run as package now. So if you observe the package goal, the result you can easily understand now. See here. Yeah. The default jar in project Uber only is updated here, but it is not updating. Even it will take some time maybe. So it is updating in project Uber only, not updated any .m2. Understand here? If you can see this previous goal, if you can see this previous goal, okay, it is vanished. I think so. Previous goal. Okay, one more time. I'm going to run install goal. Observe here install and package difference. See, if I run test, sorry, if I run install, the default jar file generated into project Uber and along with .m2 local repository also. If I run package, it will update only. It will stop here only. It will not update .m2. Understand the difference here? See, updated target also after refresh. Understand? The jar file. Is this clear, everyone? What is Maven and all? You got some idea now? Any questions? Yeah. Okay, restart. Okay, thank you, Arun Kumar. I didn't check your message. Is this clear, everyone? So Maven will work the backend of Java. Okay, the backend of Java. For example, so Windows, this is the whatever so you need to install Eclipse. You just practice here to understand the folder structure. Same thing I can do by doing Maven in Linux also. You can understand there also. No, no, no. This goal you need to run only. Understand? But see, the agenda is to generate jar file, right? The complete scope is developers only. But this goal, you need to automate it, right? Whenever push the code into whenever push the code from the developer system into GitHub, we cannot deploy directly into the server, right? We need to run some goals. From that goal, we can generate a war file. That war file you can go into the you can deploy into the server. Understand? You are automating the process. Once you automate the process means you need to run the goals. That's it. But whenever push the code into the GitHub, from the GitHub, you need to run the goal, generate a war file or jar file, take the war file and deploy into your Tomcat server. This is monolithic approach. Taking jar or war file directly deploy into the server. One application, one server. If you want to deploy same war file, jar file into the Docker container, not in directly the EC2 instance. As we discussed in the last previous class, right? What is Docker and all? Here we need to convert it into the image format. Jar will not accept your container, right? Container will come from the image. So your source code in the form of image we need to create. How we can create? By using Docker file. Understand? So Docker file will come and create your jar file into the image. And that image, that from the image we can run a container. Container will run. We can give the access to public. Understand? Yes, Arun Kumar. No need to develop any project. Just for your understanding only, I'm explaining how to follow developers in the real time. This is not your job. Once again, I'm saying. Mostly we can build in Linux only, but understanding only I have shown here. Linux is very easy. Just one command, everything done. Let's go here. Linux. No need to go in this headache process. Let me create one EC2 instance. Launch instance. Go with Maven. Go with Docker DevOps. So network and all, launch an EC2 instance. So in earlier version, guys, in earlier version, to install Maven, first you need to install Java. And we need to set a path. That is a different story. Anyway, I will discuss that one also. But latest version, no need to set any environmental variable. By default, it is going to create Maven in the EC2 instance. But Maven repository also, they are available now. No need to go and take. Yeah, yes, don't panic. That's what I'm saying. Guys, I too don't know how to write Java. Is it clear now? Is this clear now? Happy now? I too don't know create a Java application code. I too don't know. Seriously. Even I work with Python. I don't want to work with again developer role. Already I shifted into DevOps engineer role. If I go again developer role, again I need to leave my DevOps. Once I switch it to my career, developer to DevOps, I don't want to go again back. Understand? If I go to back, I need to work both developer role. I need to work both DevOps role. I need to work both AWS engineer role in my project. That's what I clearly said. I don't know Python. If I say, definitely they are going to use. Okay. But one thing I can say, guys, DevOps, there is no end process. There is no end boundaries. So this is DevOps. I can't say this is enough for DevOps. You need to practice. Based on your role, you need to prove that. They will, you need to understand the requirement. DevOps is understand the requirement. That's it only. So that what you have, you can prepare. I can't say like Python developers. Python developers, I can say this, there is a job to develop a code. So to implement something, to connect a DB, to get data, I can say that. But DevOps, I can't say. Number of tools we have. It doesn't mean we need to learn all tools. It's not possible. At least strong in 2, 3 tools. That's enough. Understand? We have a 13 tools, 15 tools in the market. No one is strong in 15 tools. Even if you ask 10 years experience guy, my Docker file getting error means you need to verify the file, where error getting, take the error copy and search in Google and verify that and rectify the issue. Everyone doing same thing only. Even I too don't know to remember all commands, right? See how difficult to remember all commands. To invest my time to remember all commands, I will focus other tool. No one will ask to say that what is the command to do that. I mean, regular commands they will ask, but no one can ask like complex command. No one can remember. Google will tell that. Google will give that the command we can take and run that command. That's it only, right? We need to understand the approach. We need to understand the scenario here, not command. Understand the requirement, not command. Understand? So m install maven -y. See here easily Maven is, I mean 2023 Linux only updated this Maven repo inside EC2 instance. If there is no Maven repo, you need to use wget command to get tar, extract, and do it the same process. I like both. I like both, but I want to stick on only one thing, not DevOps, both. Okay. I like both. But I feel like sometimes DevOps little tricky, some roles. You know, some configurations, it's not available in Google also. We need to check with your seniors and ask this approach, how to rectify that. Number of approaches are there. Your client will ask, I need to automate this process. I need this automate the process. Whatever 100 steps, manual steps are there, he's expecting from you for one step, everything has to do. So you need to think it, automate the process so that you need to use multiple tools, multiple configurations. That is a little tricky. But coming to developer role also, challenges also there. Okay, client may expect everything in the same code, a different, whatever what they're expecting from the functionalities, they're asking to developers to implement those functionalities. That is also a little tricky. Two roles as tricky roles, developer and DevOps. Okay. But what I understand, developer, they can get the source code from the Google. They get the anywhere. See, developer no need to write any code, get that code from the Google. They need to implement the code as per the requirement. If I see guys, for example, my client is given to get the data from the MySQL by using Python. See, easily will get the code here in Google. Python code to connect a database. But we need to implement this code as per your requirement. You will get a syntax. So you will get a syntax. This is a syntax to connect your database. You can just use and do it. But you need to understand the actual requirement. Use that requirement. You need to implement. See, ChatGPT also give you exact code. Not only developers. ChatGPT will give Jenkins file also. No need to write anything. Earlier days, we struggle a lot to write a Jenkins files, Docker files. Now go to ChatGPT, ask, I need Docker file for Ubuntu. I need Docker file for Maven. Fraction of seconds, it will generate a Docker file. But as a DevOps engineer, you are able to understand the file. Maybe it will give wrong as per your key search, whatever key you are giving to search, it will make you wrong. You need to make it into right. That knowledge you have, you required. Understand? Anyway, time is up. So my Maven is installed, right? Give mvn --- version. My Maven is done and everything. Java is installed, right? So mvn archetype, I think command generate or things, something reverse. Archetype generate. Okay, maybe the command is wrong. Let me check with my Maven running notes. Okay, Maven archetype generate. This is the command. Just 1 second, I will complete it. If I give this command, it will show the list of all templates. See, these are the templates. These templates already we have seen where? In Windows Eclipse. If you're not apply filter, it will give all the Maven archetypes, right? Anyway, skip this. We'll get many templates here. Not required all templates. Stuck. Okay, refresh the screen. So if you can see here, if I give this command, you can easily understand now what I'm expecting from this command. What is this command? Group ID. See, in the Eclipse, we have defined manually, right? com.apple something, and I'm giving in the command format everything. And this is the group ID. This is the project ID. This is the project ID, artifact ID. This is the group ID. Okay, what is your template of your archetype? My template is for quick start. Maven archetype quick start. In the same code, same command I have given. Take the Maven archetype quick start. This is my group ID. This is my artifact ID. Okay. Deinteract to mode false means it will not ask S again. In Eclipse, it's asking yes, right, to install again. It is deinteract to false, it will not ask again. Maybe. Let's go on verify it now. Sudo. Time is up. If I give means, it will generate only your quick start, hello world Java only. What I have generated in the Windows. See, it is not asking yes, right? Why? Deinteract to terminal, we have given false. If it is yes means we have to give again S. So if you give ls, see Java project is created, right? CD Java project, if you can go here, if you give tree command, okay, m install tree, -y. Tree is installed. Tree is the command to show the folder structure, right? So now we can give tree. I'm able to see very clear folder structure here compared to Windows now. We can easily understand Linux now after complete the Windows. If I go direct Linux, maybe you feel some difficult now. Now we can easily understand, right? What is this? Pom.xml is outside of the folder structure, right? This line is outside the folder structure. What is SRC? SRC is two, we have a two ways. One is for main source code, one is for test cases. Done. Now ls, give ls. Your pom.xml should be in the outside, not SRC. If you go cd SRC, ls, okay, you are in the SRC now, right? If you want to pass the goal maven clean, it will get an error. There is no any pom.xml in the source folder. So ls, you have to come back one step. Click ls. Pom.xml is outside, not inside of SRC, right? You need to run the goal here. MVN clean. See, it is run, right? So simple. We can take the source code from the Git by using git clone here. Run the goal directly. That's it only. Inside code, it's not our job. So tomorrow I will keep some code into my GitHub. I will clone it. I will run the goals. It will generate a war file or jar file. Take the war file, jar file and update it to your server. Server, we can give the access. Understand the Maven now? Yeah. Thanks for your patience. 10:35 it is. So we'll connect tomorrow. Bye. Is it clear, online team? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your response. Bye.